went out. But I was reading, going over, and I'm calling this the Curse of Eli. I'm calling this the Curse of Eli tonight, since no one is here to really have a conversation with. My sister Julia is in. I'm glad that she's here. But I was going over, part. What was that part? That wasn't even a part. I was going over when the Edomite killed by the word of Saul all the priests. And the reason why he killed the priest, not why he killed the priest, it was said, prophesied. The father prophesied before Saul even became king what was going to happen because of the two sons of Eli. So I'm calling this the curse of Eli. That's why I'm calling this the curse of Eli. Calling this the curse of Eli because of the two sons that Eli had that was doing evil in all Israel. And the father made a pledge right here. Verse 30. He said in verse 30, in 1 Samuel chapter 2:30, he said, wherefore Yah of Israel says, this is the creator of Israel, spoken in Israel's name, in Yah's name. I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father shall walk before me forever. Right? But now, this is what he didn't change it, but he switched it. See, the father don't change, but he did switch some stuff up. Because he still kept it the same, but he switched it up in a different way. And that's the difference what people need to understand. When he said, I say indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now, Yah said, be it far from me. Talking about far from me for everybody. It's not for everybody no more. Said, for them that honor me, I will honor. For you Levites that honor me, I will honor. And they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. It might not even just be for the Levi. Maybe he's talking to him about the Levi or the Levites, because they was the priesthood. But he may be saying just in general, because he said it in Exodus chapter 33. They that honor me, I will. Exodus chapter 33. Let me just say this part before you real quick, because the father was speaking in general at that time as well. Right here at the bottom, at verse 19. I take it from 16. 16 through 20. It says, For wherein shall it be known here that I and my people have found grace in thy sight? Is it not in that thou goest with us? So shall we be separated, I and thy people, from all the people that are upon the face of the earth. 17. And Yah said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name. 18. And he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. That was Moses said to the Creator. 19. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of Yah before thee. And I said, and will be gracious. Here we go. And will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. And he said, thou canst not see, put that in there. But he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. No man can see the Creator and live. Verse 21. And Yah said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock, and it shall come to pass, while my glory passes by, that I will put thee in a cliff of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. 23. And I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. So I just wanted to show you, mainly the key to that I wanted to show was, and I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy to on whom I will show mercy. That's in chapter Exodus 33, verse 19 at that point. So I shared that to get back over here to 1 Samuel chapter 30. Again, when it says here, and he's talking to he's talking to Eli, because this is I call this the curse of Eli. That's what I'm talking about tonight. I call this the curse of Eli. And in verse 30 says, wherefore Yah of Israel saith, I said indeed that thy house, which is Levi, and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now Yah said, be it far from me. For them that honor me I will honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. Right? And 31 says, behold, the days come that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thine house. And thou shalt see an enemy in my habitation. I still think that's Saul. Right here, I think that's Saul. Then it could be the people of the day. But at this time, I believe he's talking about Saul that was coming to be king. In all the wealth which Yah has given Israel, and there shall not be an old man in thine house forever. See right there, see, that's 32, verse 33. And the man of thine whom I shall not cut off from mine altar, and the man of thine, and the man of you, whom I shall not cut off from mine altar, shall be to consume thine eyes, and to grieve in thine heart, and to grieve in thine heart. And all the increase of thine house shall die in the flower of their age. That means they're going to be young when they pass. 34. 1 Samuel 2 and 34. And this shall be a sign unto thee that shall come upon thine two sons, and on Hophni and I say Phinehas, it's Phineas, I guess I think it is. In one day they shall die, both of them, right? And I will raise me up a faithful priest, and this is Samuel. And I will raise me up a faithful priest that shall do according to that which is in mine heart and in my mind. And I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before mine anointed forever. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left in thine house shall come and crouch to him for a piece of silver and a morsel of bread, and shall say, put me, I pray thee, into one of the priest's office, that I may eat a piece of bread. Now I got to go back and see this priest. And I will raise me up a faithful priest that shall do according to that which is in mine heart and in my mind. And I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before mine anointed forever. Okay. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left in thine house, in his house, shall come and crouch to him for a piece of silver and a morsel of bread, and shall say, put me, I pray thee, into one of the priest's office, that I may eat a piece of bread. So it's people are going to be in charge, and people of his house is going to have to come and practically beg, practically. Excuse me, y'all. Now, Samuel warns Eli. This is where the Creator is calling Samuel. This is in chapter 3 right now. So right here in chapter 3. Okay. Samuel chapter 3. We'll go right here real quick. And Yah came and stood. We'll go 3 and 10. I ain't tell y'all where I was at. Now, from here, in the beginning of chapter 3, it says, Creator called Samuel. And in verse 7, which is a special point I got written down here, or marked, says, now Samuel did not yet know Yah, neither was the word of Yah yet revealed unto him. See, he was learning, but he didn't know him. Now we jump down to 10. And Yah came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then, see, Eli told Samuel what to say in order to see what going, because he thought Eli was calling him. But Eli told him, if you hear it again, just say, here am I. So, 10 again. And Yah came and stood and Yah came and stood and called as at other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel answered, speak, for thy servant heareth. Verse 11. And Yah said to Samuel, check this out, y'all. This is, like I said, the curse of Eli. And Yah said to Samuel, behold, I will do a thing in Israel that at which both the ears of everyone that heareth it shall tingle. In that day I will perform against Eli. That's why I say the curse of Eli, y'all. I will perform, where we at? I will perform against Eli all things which I have spoken concerning his house. When I begin, I will also make an end. When he begin, he's going to make an end. See, when he started beginning his house, he's going to make an end. His end was when? Phineas and Hophni, whatever, the two sons of Eli, and Eli himself. Right? We've been through this, so I'm not getting nothing, not telling nothing too soon. In that day I will perform against Eli all the things which I have spoken concerning his house. When I begin, I will also make an end. 13. For I have told him, he already told him, that I would judge his house forever for the iniquity which he knoweth. See, that's the difference. When you know something. For the iniquity which he knoweth, because his sons has made themselves vile, and he restrained them not. He know what they were doing, and he talked to them, but he didn't try to restrain them. He didn't try to y'all come and get them. He didn't try to tell no people to come and get them. He didn't. He let them do what they wanted to do. And you know how a lot of these parents do. They favor their children, allow them children to do whatever they want to do instead of putting them in their place. And that's the problem with the children of today. Themselves vile, and he restrained them not. 14. And therefore I have sworn unto the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be purged with sacrifice nor offerings forever. That means that he can't ask forgiveness. It won't be purged. That means you can't ask forgiveness. When the Creator says something, that's why it's always good to be on his best side. Start learning the law, do what he say do, understand, because when you know better, you're supposed to do better. Not know better and think you're still going to get away with it. Oh, I'm going to get away with this. No. When you know better, you do better. And Samuel laid, we had 15. And Samuel laid until the morning and opened the doors of the house of Yah, and Samuel feared to show Eli the vision. 16. And then Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son. And he said, answered, here am I. And he said, what is the thing that the Lord has said unto thee? I pray thee, hide it not from me. God do so to thee, and more also, if thou hide anything from me of all the things that he said unto thee. And Samuel told him everything, verse 18. And Samuel told him every whit, and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, it is Yah. Let him do what seemeth him good. Ain't nothing he can do. It's Yah. Let him do what he can do. Ain't nothing. He can't even repent now. That is sad. Somebody come to you and tell you that you're going to die tomorrow at such time and this and that. Ain't nothing you can do about it. God said this is going to happen. All you can do is you can probably cry or whatever you can, but ain't nothing you can do because if the Father said it, it's going to happen. That's why it's always good to be good with the Creator before you even think about getting in the wrong way. Get good with the Creator. Be on His side. These are examples. These are examples. And people don't even realize, you know, people think they're getting away with a lot today. They don't realize you ain't getting away with nothing. That's why it's always good to try to be right with what you do at what you do. It is the Lord. Let him do what seemeth him good. He ain't say nothing. He couldn't say nothing. Credit, boy. He couldn't even say nothing bad. He couldn't say nothing bad because he was in the wrong. And Samuel grew, and verse 19, and Samuel grew, and Yah was with him, and did let none of his words fall to the ground. See that? And all Israel from Dan even to Beersheba knew that Samuel was established to be a prophet of Yah, and Yah prepared him at Shiloh, for Yah revealed himself to Samuel in Shiloh by the word of Yah. Now, what I'm going to do is get to the next point of it from this point on. Now, this is the end of part one, but for Facebook Live, keep saying Facebook. Why I keep because that one used to always go off. YouTube Live, this will be part two for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause. Don't go nowhere, Julia. We're going to pause Zoom. We're going to go to part two on this. But don't go nowhere, Julia. We're going to pause you for a minute, and we're going to get the formalities out for everybody else on the rest of them, just in case you only see this one point. So they'll get the end of this point here, and then they'll come back to part two. But other than that, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12. Verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelation 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. Right back, Zoom. I'm going to put you on pause for a few moments. We'll be right back.
Recording stopped.
All right. For everybody else, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you'll always be able to call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. And also, if you'd like to catch me on YouTube, my YouTube is you can like, subscribe, and share. YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. I call X Twitter. On my X Twitter and on YouTube at Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO33. That's JUICEPRO33 all together, one word. Please like, subscribe, and share. Also, you can catch me on Instagram. My Instagram and also my TikTok is L'chaim_the Juice, which is LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's Instagram and TikTok, LKHYYM_THEJUICE. All right. And also I have another TikTok, which is Michael the Juice Harris, all together. On my other TikTok, which is MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS, all together. That's my other TikTok. Also my Facebook. My Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MICHAEL space HARRIS. That's MICHAEL space HARRIS. And for my full version, which is my YouTube, which is my Zoom, which I put on YouTube, is under YouTube video. That's the full version. Part 1 and part 2, which is the short version, is on the live under YouTube. But my full version is in YouTube under video, and my full version is also in Patreon and Rumble. Patreon.com/LKHYYM and Patreon.com/LKHYYM. Rumble.com, Patreon.com/LKHYYM. Other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. And this is called The Curse of Eli. Picked up from yesterday, what came to my mind, the reason why the priests and their family passed. And that's why I'm going back to show you what was said in the beginning, to show you the words of Yah, so the words of Yah don't fall to pass, and you'll understand why. A lot of people would think one thing, because really it was really said back here. And I'm going to get to that point in part 2. Thank you. Appreciate you. And over here on Facebook, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Be back in a few moments. Love you. Appreciate love you and always. Peace. All right. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you and always. Peace. All right. And over here on YouTube Live, part 2, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. See you in a few moments with part 3. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. Now.